Imagine you're hungry. Really hungry? Not because dinner is late, but because you haven't eaten in 2 days. There's no supermarket, no refrigerator, no farms, no restaurants. Everything you eat has to be found or hunted. One mistake could leave you starving. So, what did ancient humans actually eat? The answer might surprise you. Forget the image of cavemen eating giant steaks every day. That's Hollywood. The real story is far more fascinating. Around 50,000 years ago, ancient humans didn't have one fixed diet. They ate whatever nature offered, and that changed with the seasons. Some days they found sweet berries growing on bushes. Other days they dug up edible roots hidden beneath the ground. They collected nuts packed with energy, wild fruits, seeds, leaves, even mushrooms, although choosing the wrong one could be deadly. Ancient humans had to know exactly which plants were safe to eat. That knowledge wasn't written down. It was passed from one generation to the next. One wrong bite could be your last. But plants were only part of the menu. When they had the chance, ancient humans hunted animals, not because they loved meat, but because it was one of the richest sources of protein and fat. Fat was especially valuable. It provided enormous amounts of energy that helped people survive cold winters and long periods without food. But hunting wasn't easy. Imagine chasing a deer with nothing but a wooden spear. The animal was faster, stronger, and knew the land better than you did. So how did humans win? By working together. Instead of hunting alone, small groups surrounded animals. Some drove them toward waiting hunters. Others followed them for hours until the exhausted animal could run no farther. Scientists call this persistence hunting. Unlike many animals, humans could keep moving because we sweat efficiently, allowing our bodies to stay cool even during long chases. Sometimes, the hunt lasted for hours, and sometimes it failed completely, which meant everyone went to bed hungry. That's why ancient humans never depended on one food source. If there were no animals, they gathered plants. If plants were scarce, they searched rivers for fish. They caught shellfish along coastlines, collected bird eggs, caught insects, even honey. Finding honey was dangerous. Wild bees fiercely defended their nests. But honey was packed with sugar and energy, making it worth the risk. In fact, some of the oldest cave paintings ever discovered show humans climbing cliffs to collect honey from wild bees. It was one of nature's greatest rewards. Ancient humans also learned the incredible power of fire. Before cooking, meat was tough and difficult to chew. Some foods were nearly impossible to digest. But cooking changed everything. Heat softened meat, made roots easier to eat, killed many harmful bacteria and parasites, and allowed the body to absorb more nutrients using less energy. In many ways, fire didn't just make food taste better. It made humans more successful. But survival wasn't simply about eating. It was about eating enough. There were no guaranteed meals. Some weeks were filled with food. Others brought almost nothing. During hard times, ancient humans shared what they had with family and members of their group. Archaeological evidence suggests cooperation was one of humanity's greatest survival tools. Sharing today's meal meant someone might share with you tomorrow. It was a simple idea, but it helped entire communities survive. The environment also changed everything. Ancient humans living near oceans often ate more fish and shellfish. Those living in forests relied heavily on fruits, nuts, and wild animals. In colder regions, large animals such as reindeer, bison, and mammoths became important food sources. There was no universal ancient human diet. People adapted to wherever they lived, And perhaps that's what made humans so successful. We weren't the fastest, we weren't the strongest, but we were incredibly adaptable. We learned, we experimented, we remembered. Every edible plant discovered, every successful hunt, every lesson passed from parents to children, helped future generations survive. So, what did ancient humans actually eat? The better question might be, what didn't they eat if it was safe, nutritious, and could keep them alive? It became food. Their menu wasn't created by recipes. It was created by survival. The next time you open your refrigerator or order your favorite meal, remember, ancient humans had no guarantees. Every bite had to be earned. Every meal was uncertain. And every day they survived was another victory against nature. Because long before farms, long before supermarkets, and long before restaurants, humanity's greatest skill wasn't cooking. It was adapting. And that simple ability to adapt may be the reason we're still here today.